Here's what I realize. The only thing constant is change. Peter Drucker called this new world an era of the three C's: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. Today, let's talk about the topic change is strange. Why the only thing constant is change. Oh, you know what's up. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good, good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you, yes, you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor that you have joined me today. Come on, do a brother a favor, hook a brother up, help a brother out. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button for me. Hit that thumbs up button, that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm growing your greatness. I'm going to grow our channel for change, our channel that creates change, our channel that breaks chains. Yes, we're going to have a courageous conversation of illumination. But in order to do that, I need you to drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. Come on, family, drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. As a matter of fact, let's light it up. Let's brighten it up. Let's turn it up. Let's flip the switch. Yeah. We're too lit to quit. Why? Because we are the light of the world. And today we're going to spotlight and highlight a tremendous topic entitled Change is Strange. Yeah. I'm giving you 4 reasons why the only thing constant is change. I want to talk about that. I want to give you 4 specific reasons why the only thing constant is change. You know, the saying goes that if nothing changes, nothing changes. And maybe we should challenge that, because change is going to be inevitable. Change is going to happen whether we do something or not. Come on, the way that you look like right now, is not the way that you're going to always look. The way that you look like now versus how you looked when you were 15, or when you were look when you were 9 months old, or 10 years of age, or in your 20s or your 30s. The list goes on and on. You understand that certain things change, certain things evolve, certain things transpire. It's not going to always stay the way it is. It's not going to always be static. It's not going to always be homeostatic. Stasis, static, no movement. No, things are going to change in a good way or a bad way. Come on, you don't cut that lawn in front of that yard and you just let it just, evolve in its own way and do what it wants to do without cutting that grass. Guess what? It's going to look really, really bad. It's going to look really, really bad. But if you take care of the lawn, you water it, you put whatever substances needed to be added to that garden to make it lush, to make it fresh, to make the greenery blossom and bloom, that's what's going to happen. You don't take care of your body, change is going to transpire negatively. You take care of your body, you're going to feel vibrant, you're going to feel healthy, you're going to be healthy, you're going to feel energetic and exuberant. Change in a good way or change in a bad way. That's what it really boils down to. It's inevitable. Change is going to happen. Change is going to take place, whether we want it or not. Change is going to take place in the church. Change is going to take place in the world. Change is going to take place at the job. Change is going to take place in the relationship. Change is going to take place from your physical aspect and spectrum. Come on, the aging process. Yeah, it happens. It happens. And I want to jump into it. As Peter Drucker talked about this, he said, we're living in this new world of the post-pandemic world and post-pandemic society, and everybody's trying to figure it out. We're in this new normal, so to speak. And the fact of the matter is, change is strange. We're dealing with these 3 C's: the accelerated change, the overwhelming complexity, and the tremendous competition of what it is that we are inculcated in. Share this with somebody, family. Share this with somebody. Come on, share this with somebody. We're having a courageous conversation. Here's what people won't tell you about change. Here's what people don't tell you about change. Number 1, need you to understand this: being married to tradition prevents transformation. Being married to tradition prevents transformation. And here's what I understand about it: people can be so in love with tradition when tradition can become their Achilles heel. Tradition can oftentimes trip people up. Well, it's always been this way. Well, it should always stay that way. And, nothing, this, that, thine, mine, nobody else's. This is my plot of land. This is where it is that I am. Nobody else. Me, mine, all of thine. People are in love with tradition, and tradition can oftentimes become an Achilles heel. Not saying that we should just totally eradicate tradition. No. There's some traditions that we should keep a hold to. There's some traditions that we should be holding to. Come on, whatever you don't honor leaves your life. We should honor the past. Celebrate the present. Rejoice in the future. But there are also some things about tradition that keeps us in a rendition of the same old, same old. You can't expect something new doing the same old thing, and doing the same old thing in a new way continues to get the same old result. Don't allow tradition to trip you up. We're talking about change is strange. Why the only thing constant is change? I told you, number 1, being married to tradition prevents transformation. Are you stopping and stifling your own growth? Are you stopping? Are you stymieing? Are you stagnating your own growth simply because it's always been this way and it's always been done this way? But you told me, I believe it's Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I will do a new thing." That's what you told me the word said. That's what you quote. Come on. A new thing can't just be when you want it to be a new thing. A new thing has to also apply to say, all right, this may not be working. Let's try this differently. Let's do this differently. Let's imagine things in a different way. Einstein put it this way. He said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Why is that? Because oftentimes what you know restricts you. But what you imagine releases you. What does it release you to do? It releases you to think big. It releases you to expand your mind. Why? Because knowledge can be a ceiling while imagination is an open sky. Are you hearing me? Knowledge can be a ceiling. Whether it's a ceiling you can see through or not. When imagination is an open sky. And imagination is more important than knowledge, because sometimes what we know, sometimes what we have been so inculcated in, sometimes what it is that we've been reared in now becomes our own level of an Achilles heel that trips us up. Come on. Family, just type transformation. I need a shift from tradition to transformation. Not saying that I'm throwing the whole baby out with the bathwater, but certain things may not necessarily be working. Certain things may not necessarily be working. The way that you do things in your business, the way that you do things in your organization, the strategy, the structures, the solutions, and systems of how it is that you do certain things may need to be revisited. May need to be, as you revisit it, may need to be remediated. You know what? This really is not working for us. We really want to grow in certain areas, but this is stymieing and stopping us and stifling our growth. Number two, we're talking about change is strange. Why the only thing constant is change. Secondly, talk about what people don't tell you about change. Number two, no matter the success, somebody will always be upset. This is what people don't tell you. This is what people won't tell you about change. No matter the success, somebody's going to always be upset. And here's what I understand. Generally, the person who's most upset is generally the person who's sitting on the sideline, or the person who's not actually contributing, the person who does not have a stake in the whole case at all, will not roll up their sleeves. They won't get in the game. They're just going to criticize you from the sidelines. Well, this could be better. And, I really don't like that. And X, Y, Z and ABC and ABC. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Yeah, from your opinion, because you're not playing the game. You're a Monday morning quarterback. You know what a Monday morning quarterback is? Well, he should have done it this way. Patrick Mahomes should have thrown it to this receiver. Jalen Hurts should have done this, or he wouldn't have hurt his team. Come on. I'm talking to you. No matter the success, somebody will always be upset. Somebody's going to always find a problem for a solution. Somebody's always going to find something wrong about what is going right. For some people, you cannot win for losing. They will find a way to critique. If they had the ball in their court, they would have bricked. When they had the opportunity, they wouldn't be able to do it any better. To a certain degree, it might even be worse. They wouldn't be able to build upon anything in their organization, in their sorority, in their fraternity, in their church, in their school, in their community, in the government office, in their cubicle. Yeah. They will always find a way to be upset about something. Here's the thing. Here's what I understand. The people who contribute the least always have the most to say. Isn't that interesting how that goes? The people who do the least always want to say the most. Gotta understand, change is going to happen whether I want it to or not. This is why this is a channel for change, our channel that creates change, our channel that breaks chains. And sometimes the lack of change or the desire to not want to change is a chain. Family, just type break every chain. Break every chain. Come on, type that, family. Break every chain. Break every chain. Told you, number one, being married to tradition prevents transformation. Being married to tradition prevents transformation. There's some things I need to take with me from tradition. There's some things I just need to leave behind. Secondly, I told you, no matter the success, somebody will always be upset. They'll find a way to be. But here's the thing. Don't allow them being upset to set you up for failure. Come on now. You don't do the work for applause. You do the work for a cause. It's bigger than you. Come on, family, just type that. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. I must be about my Father's business. It's bigger than me. I want to take a quick commercial break. I've got 2 more strategies that I need to share with you. And the next 2, oof. Just come on back. Just come on. Matter of fact, don't go nowhere. Once you stick and stay, more is coming your way. After these messages, I'll be right back. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now, accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author, you owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday, 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays, and then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays we have TNT Tuesdays, Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org, and then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church. Yes, y'all, and we don't stop. Come on, family, I need you to heed to these resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. And that word today is change is strange, isn't it? Change is strange. Giving you some reasons why the only thing constant is change. No. Talking about what people don't tell you about change. I told you, number one, people won't really tell you that being married to tradition prevents transformation. Secondly, no matter the success, somebody's going to always be upset. Thirdly, championships don't stop complaints. Let me say that again. Championships do not stop complaints. You know, one of my favorite docuseries, probably of all time, even though it just came out last couple of years, is The Last Dance. Story of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. And, you know, I always flirted with the idea of what would have been for the Chicago Bulls to win their 7th championship. They won 91 to 93. They three-peated. They won 96 to 98. They three-peated. But it seemed like they still had just a little bit left in the tank still. And MJ's competitive drive was just burning like the embers in a log fire still. They could have done it, I think. But Jerry Krause, general manager for the Chicago Bulls, told Phil Jackson in 1997, the season 97-98, the start of that season, he said, no matter what you do, I'm not bringing you back. This will be your last year. You could go 82-0. For sure, you will not be the coach of the Chicago Bulls anymore. This is your last year. And here's what happened. Phil Jackson created a manual for all of his players, and he called it The Last Dance, hence the title of the documentary, which centered around, the lead up, the historicity, the span of the Michael Jordan era, but also that last year of the 97-98 season. And here's what I understand as they delve deep into the documentary, for those of us who watched it, Jerry Krause is very intimidated. Jerry Krause is very insecure. And he made such a statement that really rubbed Michael and his teammates the wrong way. Yeah, why would you upset Fred Astaire in the air? Why would you upset the Baryshnikov with a basketball? Why even disturb that? You're building, you're growing, making more money than you could possibly think of, sitting on top of the world as a sports franchise. You've won 5 championships in 7 years? Yeah. Why even make a dismissive statement such as, and I quote Jerry Krause, players don't win championships, organizations do. I quote, players don't win championships, organizations do. And the media stuck a mic in Mike's face and said, Mike, what do you think about that? He looked up to the general manager office and said, last time I checked, I didn't see organization with a jersey on. Last time I checked, I didn't see organizations hitting the last shot and running sprints and going to practice. What about us as the players? And so there was this infighting thing going on. And here's what scripture says: a house divided against itself cannot stand. Hello, somebody. The Chicago Bulls were not playing against, weren't just playing against teams, and weren't just playing against the Utah Jazz and Indiana Pacers and XYZ and all these other teams, and New York Knicks and so on and so forth, and Detroit Pistons, all that stuff. Who was their biggest opponent? The biggest opponent was the front office. The biggest opponent were those who worked in the Chicago Bulls headquarters, who literally stood behind the same logo that was on Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen's chest and Dennis Rodman's chest. Jerry Krause wanted to break up the Chicago Bulls. Why? Because he didn't get the credit. Championships don't stop complaints. Jerry Krause is Gone on. He's passed on. But the question becomes, why are you whining when we're winning? Come on now. How many people do you know who work in your cubicle, who work at your job, who work at the education office, who work in the government building? Come on now, who are on your social media team, who go to your church, who work in your auxiliary, who your fraternity brother, your sorority sister, who is an alma mater just with you, one of your teammates on your college team, your professional team, whatever the case may be. How many times do they seek to sow division and cause division? Why? Because they didn't get the credit. They didn't get the interview. They didn't get the applause and the notoriety. We're winning. Why are you whining? How many of us know those individuals who cause dissension? Why? Because they didn't get attention. I wish somebody would talk to me today. How many of us know them? How many of us have them? They're not friends. The ones we can't depend on, they're not friends. That's the remix. Jerry Krause. How many people are like Jerry Krause? How many Krauses do we have in our lives who try to cross us? Let me talk to you. They sow dissension, they sow division because they didn't get the attention. And because they didn't get the attention, now they want to sow dissension. We're winning, but why are you whining? Got to realize this, family. Championships don't stop complaints. It goes back to what I was saying with point number 2. No matter the success, somebody's going to always be upset. And that's what Jerry Krause wanted to do. He wanted to compete against the Michael Jordan. He wanted to compete against Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and all these other players. Do your job, Jerry. Come on. Your job is to create a winning culture, not to break up the culture. Do you have individuals who sow discord within the culture? That bring and try to fracture the culture, not to create camaraderie in the culture. Family, y'all, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? We're talking about change is strange. We're having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker, drop a super thanks. If you don't have an In the Mix membership badge, I encourage you to go ahead and get one right now. Become a member of In the Mix. You're watching In the Mix, but I need you to become a member of In the Mix. It's very, very simple. All I have to do is just tap the link in the description of this video. Link is in the chat, live chat. Click on that link, tap on that link. My gift to you is to give you access to our In the Mix membership area. When you click that link, when you tap that link, you're going to see 3 options pop up: VIP, Royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3. Like I said, I'm going to give you access to the behind the scenes footage, coverage, content, things I don't post on social media, conversations I don't have on social media, much less even here. You get access to that. Access the unlimited, unlock the unlimited. Go right now and see why membership has its privileges. Told you, number 1, as we've been talking about what people don't tell you about change, why the only thing constant is change. As we're talking about the overall arching thing today, change is strange. Told you, here's what people really don't tell you about change. Being married to tradition prevents transformation. Don't allow it to become your Achilles heel. Secondly, no matter the success, somebody will always be upset. It just is what it is. Thirdly, championships don't stop complaints. Just doesn't. Gave me a new perspective watching The Last Dance. I actually want to go back and watch it again because I had an epiphany about it. I want to go back and watch it again. I really want to delve in and really think even more so pragmatically about Jerry Krause. And here's the thing. Some of us are Jerry. It's not just everybody else. Some of us ourselves are Jerry. Because we get a little insecure. Because we see that, you know what? This thing kind of is going on, and even if I wasn't a part of it, there would still be some winning that's attached to it. It's really not about me as much as I thought it was. When you ought to step back and say, you know what? Yeah, I helped to put this together. And because I helped to put this together, because I was a springboard, I ought to step back and enjoy the moment to say, wow, I've created something that goes just beyond me. Versus, I have to get credit for everything. Come on. Your work is going to outwork your words. Let your work do the talking for you. Last but not least, change is inevitable whether you like it or not. These are the breaks. Change is inevitable whether you like it or not. What do they say? They say church culture changes every 20 years. The secular world changes every 4 years. We can see that with, presidencies. What is election? Every 4 years, right? Church culture changes every 20 years. Secular culture changes every 4 years. So here's what generally happens. Church culture generally is about 16 years behind. We become anachronistic. We become that which is archaic. And because of it, we do not evolve. And here's what I understand. If we don't evolve, we won't be involved. We have to adopt new methods while continuing the same message. The message doesn't change, but our method should. Methods should change. Strategy should change. Come on now. I don't need to be necessarily putting a net into the water to try to catch a fish. I got a rod and a reel. Hello, somebody. I don't have to, call somebody through a particular telegraph. I've got a phone. Yeah. I don't have to travel from New York to California. I can hop a plane. New methods. Why? Because new methods help me to streamline the process. New methods help me to quote unquote cut across the lawn. It's a quote unquote cheat code. It helps me to get to my destination and to my goal a lot quicker, a lot more effectively, and a lot more efficiently. Come on, family, just type that: effective and efficient. Effective and efficient. Necessity is the mother of achievement. What is needed? Let me create an invention around that. Change is inevitable, whether you like it or not. And here's what I understand. Your growth is somebody's grief. Sadly, and not sobering reality is that your growth is somebody's grief. Your growth is somebody's grief. Sobering reality. But here's what you can't do. Don't stop growing because they're not supporting. Your growth is somebody's grief. Somebody's not going to be happy about it. Somebody's going to make a complaint even in the midst of the championship. Your growth is somebody's grief, but don't stop growing because they're not supporting. What do I mean? Don't quit because they won't clap. If you live for the applause, I hear me, you will die by the silence. If you only live based on the applause, you will die by the silence. Everybody's not going to clap for you. But don't stop showing your work. Don't stop showing up. Don't stop showing up for work. Right? People may want to sun you. People may want to, little bro you, little sis you. They may have more. You may have less. But just because you have less doesn't mean that they still don't see more in you. Here's what you got to do. You got to keep growing. You got to keep shining. You got to keep blooming. You got to keep becoming better. Bloom where you've been planted. Folks don't like it, but they can't stop it. Why? Because God's hand is on your life. God's hand is on you and your vision too. Come on, family. Type favor. Type favor. Type favor. I got favor in the midst of accelerated change. I have favor in the midst of overwhelming complexity. I have favor in the midst of tremendous competition. I have favor that God is making my life greater. I got favor that makes my life greater. It's not going to always be a bed of roses. And oftentimes those roses have some thorns attached to it. Change is strange. The people you think should be praying for you are oftentimes praying on you. Change is strange. Yeah, change is really strange, family. The people who you thought would be praying for you are literally talking about you. And here's what I understand. It's easy to talk about somebody that you don't pray for. Well, I'm not talking about nobody, but here's what you do. You have a listening ear. You got a listening ear, and you aren't speaking up against it. So guess what? You're just as guilty. You didn't say, don't talk about my fraternity brother. Don't talk about my sorority sister. You didn't say, don't talk about my leader. Don't talk about my principal. Don't talk about my fellow teacher. Don't talk about my coworker, my comrade, and my colleague. Don't talk about my pastor. Hello, don't talk about my coach. Don't talk about the person who I sit at the table with to eat from. I refuse to allow you to make this hero a villain. You're the villain. And I'm walking away from the table. Well, so-and-so said XYZ. So-and-so said that you're a bad boss. So-and-so said that you don't like me on this team and on this auxiliary, XYZ. Start telling the principal, start telling the boss, start telling those individuals the names of those so-and-so. Yeah, don't tell me so-and-so. Bring me names. Let's all have a powwow about this. Come on. Change is strange. And the only thing constant is change. Whether you want change or not, is going to change. It's going to happen. Nothing remains the same forever. The chess pieces change on the board. Moses can't live forever. Joshua has to come. You got Abraham, but you get Isaac. You got Abraham, you got Isaac. But after Isaac, there's Jacob. Paul has to pass the baton to Timothy. Come on. Jesus has to pass the baton to the disciples from the earthly realm. Change. But here's what I like about it. Even in the midst of changing times, Here's what the word tells me. Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. When everything is changing, I know on Christ, the solid rock, I stand. All of the ground is sinking sand. Everybody ain't solid. Everybody ain't a rock. Nobody's a rock but him. Some folks are not just sandy, they're shady. But I got to have something that's constant, something that's consistent, and something that doesn't change. Heaven and earth will pass away, but his word is going to last and stand forever. Let their attitude change. Let them love you one day and hate you the next day. Let them try to make a God out of you and the devil out of you the next day. Let them say Hosanna and then crucify him. Let them call you a hero and then make you out to be a villain. But don't you change. Don't get high on the applause. And don't get low on the low blows. You're going to stand the test of time. You're going to be like a tree planted by the rivers of living water that bringeth forth fruit in your season. You're going to be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. I ain't flustered. I ain't frustrated. I'm dedicated. Why? Because I'm standing on business. What business is that? Ain't just my own business. It's about my Father's business. If I take care of God's business, he'll always take care of my business. You take care of God's business, he'll always take care of yours. Family, I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. Not as a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. Yeah, I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. You know this was a confirming word for you. You know you've been dealing with vicissitudinous ups and downs and storms and rain and trials and pain. But what you went through is not punishment, it's preparation for your next dimension. I want you to sow into this word that you heard. I don't know if it's a $5 seed. I don't know if it's a $10 seed. I don't know if it's a $50 seed. I don't know if it's a $20 seed. I don't know if it's a $500 seed. I don't know if it's a $1,000 seed. Whatever it is, I want you to sow into this word that you heard. Yes, we've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. Super thanks for even sewing in online via Cash App. $Dr. Eddie Ministries. Dr. Eddie Ministries. Dr. Eddie Ministries. PayPal. Zelle EddieConnorJr @gmail.com. I'm believing that God's going to do 30, 60, 100 fold in your life, that this word is being sown on good ground. It's going to stretch the elasticity of your thinking. Your house is blessed. Your children are blessed. Your finances are blessed. Your family is blessed. Your future is enriched. You're shifting from overwhelming to overflowing. And that overflowing is going to move you into a place of overcoming power. Thank you for the super conversation, super chat, super sticker. Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr @gmail.com. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video for how and where to give. Thank you so much, even now. You're not a member of our Eagles community. Family, why are you not soaring with us? Get out of the chicken coop and start soaring with us on wings like an eagle into greater success and purpose. I want to coach you, teach you, train you, mentor you, empower you. And the opportunity to join my virtual village takes place when you go to the eaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. You owe it to you to join us. Sow into yourself. Empower yourself. Invest in yourself. Become a member of our Eagles community, empowered, authentically gifted leaders envisioning success. That's our acronym. My gift to you as you join is to give you access to our private Facebook group, where it's nothing but empowerment, connectivity, where you get access to all of our connections. You're able to foster greater connections. Your network determines your net worth. Time to build greater relationships. You can do that in our community. You get access to all of our sessions on business, faith, relationships that we've ever done, past and present. And then you get to be a part of our live coaching, teaching, training, mentoring sessions that are just going to empower you. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll think, you'll smile, you'll build camaraderie. You'll experience the transformation. And in the midst of changing times that are so strange and sometimes feel like they have a stranglehold on you, you're going to build strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to take your vision to another dimension. Doesn't that sound amazing? I know. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Family, were you transformed by this conversation? Yeah, just say yes. Type yes if you were transformed by this conversation. Family in the mix. It's out of time, but trust me, I'm not out of truth, and so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. And we mix it up right here on the YouTube side. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Yes, we've been growing your greatness. Help me to grow our channel for change, our channel that creates change, our channel that breaks change. Sincere salute and shout out to all of you who are watching us on our sister satellite station on social media. I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? We'll step this way, step that way. Which way? By friending me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Family, you know what it is. Put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. Yes, and I want you to show up to my amazing church where I serve as the pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry right here in the city of Detroit. Church of Lives worth the flight of the drive. And when you arrive, I'm going to empower you to thrive. We're going to empower you to thrive. Yes, and be revived at the Remnant. You owe it to you to be a part of our amazing word and worship experience with prayer, praise, and a preached word. Yes, join us this Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. 10 o'clock a.m. You say, well, where's the address? 20470 Hubble Street. It's where I'm doing my best to save your seat. 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit. I'm saving your seat. Join me. Bring somebody. Yeah. Bring somebody with you. I can't wait to see your face in the place this Sunday. trwchurch.org is our website. Go check out more about our church. I'm rocking a little bit of church merch. You can get some of that too. TRW, that's the logo on the back. It says Faith Family Forward. That's our motto. That's our motto. You can get any of my books on Amazon. I got 18 of them out there as ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. You can get signed copies of my books. EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. And on the website, I got a plethora of other resources. My bestseller book, Blueprint. I'm showing you how to write your book. You keep saying you're going to write a book. Let's get it done. Let me show you how to get it done. Let me help you get it done by using my same strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to take your manuscript to the marketplace. Everything that I do, everything that I use to create my books, I'm giving it to you. Take your manuscript to the marketplace, become an industry authority as an author, increase your book sales, even if you already have a book out or books out, and you want to get greater strategies on how to do that, move the needle forward in your industry, go ahead and get that. My bestseller book, Blueprint, it's available right now on EddieConnor.com. Also, my Successful Speaker Strategies digital video training guide, where I'm giving you all the ins and outs about the art of communication. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? How to move the world with your words, how to wow your audience, how to be invited back. Go ahead and get that as well. They're both on my website, EddieConnor.com. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, now why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job, so invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session, your podcast. Add me to your calendar. Let's make some progression. All you have to do is email me to invite me. info@EddieConnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. Yeah, I'd love. It'd be an honor for me to empower you. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure, but I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter. Peace and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher.